Chosen one, I want you to stop for a moment, breathe, feel the stillness around you, for tonight is unlike any other night. The very air feels different, almost sacred. Heaven has paused. Time itself seems to hold its breath, and in this moment, the divine is watching you. Yes, you at this exact time, in this very moment, God's eyes are fixed upon you with a gaze that carries not only love, but divine purpose. This is no coincidence. This is not just another ordinary night. The heavens are not simply passing through time as they always have. Tonight is the night when heaven itself bends to create something monumental, something extraordinary. This is the night when the greatest chapter of your life is written. You might not fully realize it yet, but everything in your life has been leading to this point. The struggles, the unanswered prayers, the long seasons of waiting, all of it, every single moment has been part of a divine process. Every tear that fell, every sleepless night, every time you thought you were forgotten or overlooked, those moments were not in vain. They were the very ink with which heaven has been writing your story. God, in his infinite wisdom, has been weaving together the threads of your destiny. He has been patiently preparing you, and now tonight his pen moves with purpose, ready to reveal the masterpiece that has been in the making all along. For many of you, it may have felt like you were walking through a fog, unsure of the path ahead. You may have asked, why the delays, why the silence? At times, the answers seem to evade you, as if God was distant or that your prayers were going unheard. But tonight, in the quiet of this divine moment, you are being called to understand the truth that has always been hidden within the waiting. Your story, the one that seemed slow, filled with pain, and sometimes full of disappointment, has been written with purpose. Every setback, every detour, every heartbreak you faced was not punishment, it was preparation. It was God positioning you for this very moment where heaven would step in and shift the course of your destiny. There are times in life when we find ourselves at the crossroads of doubt and faith, wondering if all that we've endured has had any meaning. Maybe you felt overlooked, like the promises you've held on to were fading, slipping through your fingers, leaving you with more questions than answers. But I want to remind you, chosen one, that you have not been overlooked. You have not been forgotten. Heaven has been carefully crafting your story page by page, season by season. What seemed like silence was divine preparation. Every moment, every struggle, every tear was being collected by the hand of God. And tonight is the night he picks up his pen once more to write a new chapter. You see, chosen one, this moment is not just about what God is about to do in your life. It's also about what he's been doing in the hidden, quiet spaces of your heart. The waiting wasn't wasted. It was God's way of refining you, shaping you, and building you into someone who could carry the weight of the blessings and responsibilities that are about to come your way. Think about it, a masterpiece doesn't appear overnight. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes the right conditions for the artist to work with the raw material. And tonight you are standing at the threshold, looking at the blank page of your next chapter. Heaven's pen hovers poised, ready to write your story in a way that will not only transform your life, but will resonate with those around you and beyond. Tonight you are being invited to fully embrace what God is about to reveal. This is the night when the pieces come together, when the puzzle that once seemed disjointed now falls into place and you see the bigger picture that God has been painting all along. The brokenness you experienced, the fears you've had, the struggles you thought you couldn't overcome. These are not the things that will define you. No, chosen one. They are the very things that will empower you, that will propel you forward into the next chapter of your divine journey. And tonight, God is not simply looking at your past or your mistakes, He is declaring your future. As you read these words, understand that you are at a pivotal moment in your life. Heaven is speaking, and your spirit is being called to rise. The chapter that is about to unfold is the one that will mark the beginning of a new season of your life, a season where you will begin to see the full manifestation of God's promises. It is a season where you will no longer wonder if you are enough, because you will know with absolute certainty that you are chosen, called, and equipped for the destiny that awaits you. God has been preparing you for this moment, and He has been writing a story of transformation, redemption, and divine purpose. Tonight, heaven stands ready to make its mark. It is time for the greatest chapter of your life to begin. You are not here by chance. This divine moment is designed with you in mind. The pen is in the hands of the Almighty, and He is ready to write your story in a way that will echo through eternity. You are not just a spectator in your life, you are the protagonist, the one who will carry this story forward. You have walked through the fire, you have endured the storms, and now you stand on the cusp of the greatest transformation of your life. So, chosen one, prepare your heart. This is the moment when heaven's pen begins to move, and the story of your life takes a turn towards something far greater than you could ever imagine. Trust that this chapter is already written in heaven's book, and it is a chapter of victory, fulfillment, and divine purpose. Tonight, everything changes. This is your time. Your destiny unfolds now. Chosen one, as you stand on the edge of the life that is unfolding before you, it's important to pause and reflect on one of the most profound truths that has been woven into your journey: divine timing. You may not always see it, but God's hand has been guiding you every step of the way, orchestrating every detail of your life with precision and purpose. It may have felt like things weren't moving, like your prayers weren't being answered, or that you were stuck in a season of waiting that seemed endless. But understand this: God's timing is never late. He is always right on time. And when the timing is perfect, the doors will open and everything will begin to fall into place in a way that you never expected. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of life, wanting things to happen now, but there is something incredibly sacred about the waiting process. In our human minds, it often feels like nothing is happening during these quiet seasons, but in reality, God is working behind the scenes, preparing you for what's ahead. What you may see as delay, God sees as preparation. The silence you experience, the seasons of waiting and unanswered prayers, were never signs of abandonment or punishment. No, chosen one, they were divine moments of preparation, hidden seasons where your heart, mind, and spirit were being refined to handle the magnitude of what is to come. In the stillness, God has been shaping your character, building your strength, and deepening your trust in Him. While it might have felt like you were forgotten, heaven has been working silently to align everything in your favor. Delays are never denials. Chosen one, they are simply divine redirections guiding you toward a place of greater purpose, greater clarity, and greater strength. You are being prepared not just for what you want, but for what God has ordained for you. And the beauty of divine timing is that when everything aligns, you will know that this is the moment you were always meant for. Perhaps you've struggled to understand why certain doors have remained closed, or why it felt like you were walking through the valley of disappointment. It's easy to question, to wonder, why does it seem like everyone else is moving forward while I remain here? Yet this waiting period has been more than just a pause. It's been spiritual growth in disguise. In the waiting, God has been fortifying your spirit, preparing you for the life that He is about to unfold for you. There is no wasted time in the kingdom of God. Every moment spent waiting has been invested into your spiritual transformation, equipping you with the tools you need to thrive when your season of manifestation arrives. Think of it this way: every delay has been for your protection. There are things that needed to be aligned, people who needed to be placed in the right positions, and opportunities that had to be orchestrated just for you. God's plan is always unfolding in a way that we cannot always see in the moment, but it's happening. He has been putting the pieces together, preparing your heart for the next chapter, and building a foundation that will support the weight of your destiny. Your story is not random. It has been divinely orchestrated with the utmost care and attention to detail. Every experience you've had, every struggle you've faced, and every moment you've wondered if it was all worth it has been part of the preparation to move you into this new season. As you reflect on your journey, remember that every trial has a purpose. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of disappointment has been woven into the fabric of your destiny. You are not who you were before this process. You've been through trials that have sharpened you, challenges that have stretched you, and obstacles that have built your resilience. You may not have understood it in the moment, but now you can look back and see how every step, even the painful ones, has led you to a place of spiritual growth and readiness for what is about to unfold. Your pain was not wasted. It was never meaningless. Your struggles, your hardships, your tears, they were the very ink that God used to write your testimony. What you went through, the times when you felt like giving up, or the moments of weakness, were the moments that shaped you into the person you are today. Those moments of pain have become the stepping stones for your future. Your scars are proof of your resilience, and they will be a testimony of God's redemption to those who will need to hear your story in the future. Everything you went through was necessary. It was never in vain. God has been using everything, every tear, every sleepless night, every cry for help, to write a story of victory, redemption, and hope. The truth is that hidden moments lead to future revelations. There were times in your life when you may have felt invisible, like nobody could see the pain you were carrying or the burden of the dreams you were holding on to. But God saw it. He saw every single moment. The hidden seasons were never meant to be a punishment. They were part of the process of refining you, preparing you for the breakthrough that is now on the horizon. God does not waste the waiting. In the quiet, He was strengthening your faith, teaching you patience, and developing a deep trust in Him that will sustain you through the blessings that are coming your way. Now, as you stand on the edge of this new chapter, it's time to realize that you have been prepared for this moment. Every experience you've had, every challenge you've faced, and every delay you've encountered has been part of the divine plan. God has been carefully preparing you for what's ahead, and now as the ink of your story begins to glow brighter than ever before, you can step forward with confidence, knowing that everything that came before has equipped you for what's next. You are about to see the culmination of everything you've gone through. The waiting, the delays, the moments of doubt, those were just the preparation for the greatest chapter of your life. The hand of God is writing this chapter with purpose, and every moment of your life has led to this point. Now, as heaven's pen moves, you can step into your destiny with the full assurance that you have been prepared for this moment. Your time has come, and it was worth the wait. As you stand on the cusp of this new chapter, chosen one, I want you to take a deep breath and truly grasp the magnitude of this moment. Tonight is not just another night. It is the sacred moment when the hand of God steps into your life, not to erase your past, but to redeem and transform it into something beautiful, something eternal. What you are about to experience is the beginning of the greatest rewrite of your life, a masterpiece crafted by the very hand of the Creator. The mistakes, the setbacks, the pain, and the heartbreak you've endured, all of it has not been wasted. God has seen it all, and now He is ready to use it for His glory. This divine transformation is not about erasing your past or pretending it never happened. It is about redeeming it. Every mistake, every failure, every tear, every moment of weakness, none of it is forgotten. Heaven has been collecting it all, storing it up like precious jewels, ready to use for something magnificent. The pain you experienced was not in vain. It was the very thing that shaped you, the thing that made you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what God has in store for you. Your heartbreak has been your preparation for the breakthrough that is now unfolding. God is not looking at you through the lens of your failures. He is looking at you through the lens of divine grace. Tonight, heaven writes again. The ink of your past mistakes, the pain of the battles you fought, is being transformed into a narrative of redemption and victory. You are not who you were before. You are being made new, and the chapters ahead will reflect that transformation. The hand of God is now hovering over your life, ready to move, ready to write a new story, one that echoes with purpose, power, and divine fulfillment. This is the moment when heaven steps in to create the masterpiece you were always meant to be. It is not the end of your story, it is a fresh start. God is declaring your future not based on what has happened, but on what He is going to do through you. It's easy to look back and focus on what has gone wrong, what you could have done differently, but tonight, God is inviting you to see your life through His eyes, a life redeemed, a life full of promise, and a life that has been perfectly prepared for this moment. There is something sacred about this divine intervention. God's hand is not just moving in your life to fix your mistakes. He is moving to bring out the beauty, the potential, and the purpose that has always been inside of you. What was once broken will now be the very thing that shines brightest. The trials that seem to break you, the wounds that once felt too deep to heal, are now being woven into a story of strength. They are the threads that will hold the fabric of your new season together. You are about to see the sacred beauty in being redeemed by grace. The promise of a fresh start is not just a fleeting hope. It is the reality of God's love and grace in your life. Tonight, heaven writes again, and this time the ink will not fade. The pages of your life are being filled with new possibilities, new opportunities, and divine direction. The story that God is writing now is filled with restoration and fulfillment, and it is being written for eternity. The chapters ahead are filled with purpose, with divine alignment, and with a future that is far greater than anything you could have imagined on your own. But there is one thing God requires from you in this moment, a response. The hand of God is hovering over your life, waiting for your yes to move forward. You see, chosen one, God will not force His will upon you. He gives you the freedom to choose. And tonight, He is inviting you to say yes to the next step in your journey. This is not a passive process. God is calling you into action, into a new season of your purpose, into a new identity, into the next chapter of your life. The divine invitation is here. It's not a suggestion, it's a call. God is beckoning you to step into the life He has prepared for you, to embrace the transformation He has been orchestrating behind the scenes. This is the moment where your obedience will align you with your destiny. You are being called to step forward, not in your own strength, but in the strength that God is giving you. The road ahead may seem uncertain, but God's voice is steady, and He is leading you with love. But this call to action requires something from you. It requires surrender. God is asking you to let go of the old version of yourself, the one that was shaped by fear, disappointment, and the opinions of others. Let go of the version of you that is stuck in the past, the one that has carried the weight of regret, shame, and failure. Let it go. The new chapter that God is writing cannot be filled with the old burdens, the old wounds, or the old mindset. Surrender is the key to this transformation. When you surrender, you are giving God permission to move in your life in ways that only He can. Surrender is not weakness, it is strength in its purest form. It is the strength to say, I trust you, God, even when I don't understand. I trust you to rewrite my story. I trust you to redeem the parts of me that I thought were lost. This is your moment to surrender. Let go of who you were so that you can step into who God has called you to be. Let go of the doubt, the fear, and the shame that have held you back for so long. This is the divine invitation to step into your true identity, the identity that God has ordained for you. It's the identity of the one who is chosen, called, and equipped for greatness. You are about to become the person you were always meant to be. But first, you must let go of the old version of yourself. The hand of God is waiting for you to say yes, and when you do, He will begin to move. The transformation will begin. You are being rewritten, not just for yourself, but for the people around you for the generations to come. Your surrender will open the door for the next chapter of your destiny. Heaven is waiting for your response, and when you say yes, the transformation will begin. So, chosen one, let this be the night that everything changes. Surrender yourself to the hand of God. Let Him write your story. Let Him take the broken pieces and turn them into something beautiful. Tonight, heaven writes again, and your story is about to take on a whole new meaning. Say yes to the divine transformation that is unfolding before you and step boldly into the next chapter of your destiny. The pen of your life is in God's hands, and He is ready to write a masterpiece. Will you surrender? Will you say yes? The story is waiting to be written, and you are the one chosen to carry it forward. As you step further into the divine purpose that God is unfolding in your life, there is one vital truth that you must embrace. Obedience and faith are the keys to unlocking the victory that lies ahead. This journey, though it has been filled with challenges and uncertainties, is not a path of defeat, but a pathway to divine victory. Every fear, every doubt, every moment of hesitation is a spiritual battle that you must confront head-on with unwavering trust in God's promises. And as you face these battles, you are reminded that you were never meant to fear the fight, but to emerge victorious through it. Fear and doubt are inevitable companions on the journey of faith. They will come often at the most critical moments, whispering lies that seek to derail you from the path God has set before you. They will try to tell you that you are unworthy, that the promises of God are too far out of reach, and that you should turn back before you go any further. But chosen one, you were never meant to live in fear. You were called to rise above it, to trust in God's promises, even when the world around you seems to be falling apart. The spiritual battle between trusting in God's promises and giving in to fear, doubt, and distractions is one that every chosen one faces. It is not a battle that is fought with physical weapons or external strength, but with the power of obedience and unwavering faith. When the enemy tries to whisper doubts into your ear, when your circumstances seem impossible, And when everything around you seems to be in turmoil, the choice is yours. Will you stand firm in the promises of God, or will you allow fear to take root and control your thoughts, your actions, and your future? The beauty of faith is that it doesn't require you to see the full picture. Faith is the ability to believe in God's goodness and faithfulness, even when the path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty. It is trusting that God is working all things together for your good, even when the outcome is unknown. And faith, when coupled with obedience, becomes a powerful force that cannot be shaken. Obedience to God's call is the key that unlocks the door to victory. It is not simply about following rules or doing what you are told. It is about surrendering your will to the divine plan and trusting that God's way is always the best way. There will be moments when obedience will feel costly. There will be times when you will be asked to step out in faith, even when everything in you screams to hold back, to play it safe, to stay comfortable. But obedience is not about comfort, it's about trust. Trusting God's timing, trusting His plan, and trusting that no matter the cost, He is faithful to fulfill every promise He has made to you. Your obedience is your victory because it is the very act of stepping into the unknown with God that brings about breakthrough. Breaking through the darkness is an inevitable part of your journey, chosen one. We all go through seasons of darkness, those times when it feels like God is silent, when your prayers seem to go unanswered, and when it appears as though the promises God has spoken over your life are nowhere in sight. But let me tell you something. Chosen one, the darkest times are not for nothing. They are not wasted seasons. They are God's way of preparing you for the light that is about to shine through. Every trial, every moment of darkness is shaping you, refining you, and making you stronger. God is using the darkness to prepare you to shine brighter than ever before. You may not see it now, but every moment of struggle is drawing you closer to the moment of divine victory. The darkness is simply the backdrop against which your light will shine even brighter. Just as diamonds are formed under intense pressure, you too are being refined through these difficult seasons. And when the light of divine victory begins to shine, you will see that the trials you faced were the very things that equipped you to carry the weight of your blessings. The journey from darkness to light is inevitable for the chosen ones who have endured. God does not leave His chosen ones in the dark. He does not abandon you in the pit, and He does not leave you to struggle alone. No, chosen one, you are being prepared to carry the light of His glory. The darkness you have walked through will now become the very thing that propels you into the fullness of your destiny. Your faith, your obedience, your endurance through hardship will be the very foundation of the light that will shine through you for all to see. The key to embracing the light of divine victory is recognizing that it is not by your own strength that you overcome, but by the power of God working in and through you. When you walk through the fire, when you face the storms, and when the weight of the world feels like it is pressing down on you, God's hand is there to lift you up. And as you rise, you are not rising in your own strength. You are rising in His strength with the power of the Holy Spirit propelling you forward. The promise of God is that He will bring you through. You will not stay in the darkness forever. The dawn is breaking, and with it comes the light of His glory. You will emerge victorious. And when you do, you will not only have the victory for yourself, but you will also become a beacon of hope for others who are still walking through their own darkness. Your testimony will be the light that guides them home. There is something sacred in being refined by fire. What was once a burden will become your testimony. The darkness, the pain, the struggle will no longer have power over you. You will walk through it all with the grace and power that only God can give. The victory that awaits you is not just about your personal triumph, it is about the glory of God being revealed in and through your life. You were chosen to go through the fire so that you could come out stronger, purer, and more refined than ever before. You were chosen to carry the light of God's victory. And now, as you step into the fullness of this divine victory, I want you to remember this: the victory belongs to those who trust in God's promises and remain obedient to His call. You were never meant to fear the battle, chosen one. You were meant to emerge victorious, stronger, and more powerful than you ever imagined. The darkness you've walked through was never the end of your story. It was the beginning of something far greater. You are stepping into a season of light, a season of divine victory, and nothing will be able to stop you. So as you look ahead, remember that God is with you. He has already won the battle. You are victorious in Him. And as you move forward, let your faith and obedience carry you. The light of divine victory is yours, and it is shining brighter than ever. Step into it, chosen one, because your time has come. Chosen one, as you stand at the threshold of this divine transformation, I want you to recognize something profound. The end of one season always marks the beginning of another. The chapter you have just walked through, with all its challenges and growth, has led you to this moment, a moment where God's promises and purpose are beginning to come to fruition in your life. The story you have been living, with all its twists, turns, trials, and victories, was not a random sequence of events. It was a divine story being written with intention and grace. Every part of your journey, every tear you shed, every prayer you whispered, and every step you took in faith was part of a greater plan, a plan that has now brought you to this pivotal moment. It may have been hard to see in the midst of the struggle, but now you can look back and see how everything has been leading to this point. The delays, the waiting, the pain, all of it was part of God's divine blueprint for your life. The challenges you faced were not obstacles to your destiny. They were the very tools God used to shape you into the person you are now. And now this is your moment. The new season, the new chapter is unfolding before you, and it is filled with purpose, hope, and divine promise. Embrace this new season with confidence, because it is not a continuation of the past, but a brand new beginning. Everything up until now has been preparing you for this very moment. The victories you will experience in this new chapter will not just be for you. They will be for those around you and for the generations to come. God has positioned you in such a way that you are about to step into a season of overflow, fulfillment, and breakthrough. You are not who you were when you began this journey. You have been refined, purified, and made stronger. And now, as you enter this new chapter, you do so with the power of divine alignment, ready to carry the fullness of God's purpose for your life. So take a moment to reflect, chosen one. Reflect on how far you have come. Reflect on the faithfulness of God in your life. All those moments of uncertainty, of fear, of doubt, they were simply the preparation for your elevation. And now, as you step into the fullness of what God has ordained for you, do so with a heart full of faith and trust. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The delay was not a denial, it was divine preparation. And now your time has come. Take a step forward in faith, chosen one. Your time is now. You are not waiting for permission to step into your destiny. You have already been given the green light by heaven itself. Everything that has happened in your life has led to this moment. Heaven smiles upon you as you step into your purpose, and there is a divine sense of joy and celebration in the spiritual realm as you embrace the next chapter of your life. The waiting is over. The breakthrough is here. And as you walk forward, know that God is with you every step of the way. This moment is not just a new beginning for you, it's a declaration to the world that you are walking in the fullness of your divine calling. You are not just a bystander in your story. You are the one writing it alongside God as His hand moves through you and your life. The divine power that has been guiding your every step is now empowering you to rise and walk into the fullness of the future that has been written for you. Now embrace this moment with action. Do not let this divine invitation pass by without marking it in some way. Whether it's liking this video as a symbol of your agreement with the unfolding of your divine story, sharing it with someone who needs to hear this message of hope and transformation, commenting to declare your readiness for the new season, or subscribing to stay connected to the divine flow of inspiration and encouragement, take action. Each of these steps is a declaration that you are ready to walk in the fullness of your purpose, to embrace the divine destiny that is yours. This is the beginning of something sacred, a season of walking in divine alignment where everything you do is empowered by God's grace, strength, and wisdom. Step forward in faith, knowing that heaven is cheering you on, that the angels are standing beside you, and that God's promises are already coming to pass in your life. You are the chosen one, and this is just the beginning of the most beautiful chapter yet. So, chosen one, step into this season boldly. Embrace your destiny. The story that God is writing for you is unfolding before your eyes, and you are exactly where you need to be. This is your moment. Trust in the process. Trust in the timing, and know that everything is aligning for your good. You are not walking this path alone. Heaven is with you every step of the way, guiding you into the fulfillment of your divine purpose. The journey is just beginning. Your time to shine has arrived. Now rise up, chosen one, and step into the greatness that God has ordained for you. Heaven is waiting, and your divine story is about to unfold in ways beyond your imagination.